Hello everyone! This is Miss Sarah with Delta County Libraries. Thanks for joining us today for another Storytime video. I hope you all are having a wonderful summer and I hope you've been reading lots of fantastic stories. Just a reminder that if you sign up for Delta County Libraries summer reading program, you can keep track of how much you read and you can win a free t-shirt. So I hope that you'll participate and keep reading this summer. Now this summer for Storytime, I've been telling stories from around the world. Today we're going to hear a story that comes from the Caribbean islands. So if you're ready for another story from around the world, grab your seat and let's get started. Everybody take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. Everybody take a seat on your chair. Not on the wall, not on the stairs. Everybody take a seat on your chair. Or if you're on the floor, everybody take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. Everybody take a seat on the floor. Not on the wall, not on the door. Everybody take a seat on the floor. Okay, now again, this story comes to us from the Caribbean islands. Now once upon a time there lived a king. He was king of the island, and he was ruler over all the people and all the animals and all the plants. And that's a big responsibility. But the king began to become unhappy. He wanted to rule over more things. And one night he couldn't sleep and he went walking in his garden. Up way high in the sky, he saw the moon. You see that big moon? What shape is that moon? It's a circle. Oh, and when the moon is a circle, the moon is full and bright and big and beautiful. And the king thought to himself, I must be king of the moon. I must find a way to reach the top of the sky and touch the moon. And so the king called to his carpenter. The carpenter came to the king, and the king said, I want you to build me many, many boxes and stack them into a tower that reaches into the sky so that I might touch the moon and be king of the moon. Now the carpenter said, but king, you are already ruler over the lands and the people and the plants and the animals. Surely you don't need to be king of the moon. Surely no one can be king of the moon. But the king would not listen to the carpenter, and he said, nonsense, I will be king of the moon. Now go build me some boxes. And so the carpenter did as the king asked. He built the king a black box. And then on top of it, he stacked a brown box. On top of that brown box, he stacked a red box. And he told the king to climb up, and the king climbed to the top of the stack of the boxes. But still the moon was so far away, and the king could not touch the moon. So he climbed down and he told the carpenter to go and collect all the wood in the kingdom and build him more boxes. And so the carpenter did as the king asked. He built the king a pink box and stacked it on top. Then he built an orange box and stacked it on top. Then with the last wood of the kingdom, he built a yellow box, stacked it on top. And so the king climbed to the top of the tower, looking up at the moon, but the moon was still too high in the sky, too far for the king to touch. So the king climbed back down, and he ordered the carpenter to cut down every tree on the island and saw those trees and build them into boxes. Oh, this made the carpenter so sad. He said, no, king, surely we cannot do this. The trees give us shade. They give us fruit to eat. They provide homes for the birds. We can't cut down all the trees, no. But the king was determined to touch the moon. He said, "Nonsense! Go and cut down every tree on the island. I want every last tree cut and built into boxes, and I will touch the moon." Now it broke the carpenter's heart, but he did as the king asked, and he cut every last tree down, and he built the king a green box. He built the king a light blue box. He built the king a dark blue box. And he built the king a purple box with the last of the wood and trees from the island. He stacked them up top. And it was a very, very tall tower. And the king climbed up, but he still could not reach the moon. So the king called down to the carpenter and said, "I need one more box." And the carpenter said, "There are no more boxes, Your Highness." And the king said, "Then surely grab the box from the bottom and haul it up." Now the carpenter realized all of these boxes are stacked on this very bottom one. And he tried to explain this to the king, but the king was determined to touch the moon, and he would not listen. And so the carpenter said, "Okay, Your Highness." And he pulled the black box from the bottom. And when this happened, all the boxes came towering down. They fell into a big heap on the ground. And along with the boxes fell the king. Now, thankfully, the king was not hurt or wounded, but he learned a valuable lesson that day, that he could not be king of the moon, and that he must take care of the people and the lands and the plants and the animals that he was the ruler of. And so the first thing he did was to go out and replant the trees, for he realized that he had taken the homes of the birds, and he had taken the fruits from the people, and he had taken the shade from his kingdom. And so the king became content and realized all of the wonderful things that he did have, and that he must work to take care of them. I think that's an important lesson to learn for many of us. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and I hope you'll join us again for another Storytime video. Happy reading, happy summer, and enjoy the rest of your summertime. Take care, everyone.